SHW, this is our wrestling.
Unbelievable. Oh my goodness.
Live from the Action Building in Canton, Georgia.
This is insane.
Welcome to the SHW26 pre-show.
Are you kidding me right now? Hey, what is going on here? The action is fast and furious. You never know who's going to show up in SHW.
Brandon Benefield and Gerard Bonner.
Business is about to pick up. This place just went ballistic.
Whew, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SHW26 pre-show. I'm B-Double Brandon Benefield. This is GB Gerard Bonner. And, man, it's that time of the month.
It is that
SHW,
time.
Here we go, buddy. Are you excited?
I am very excited. It is a Good Friday for multiple reasons, and one of those reasons would happen to be SHW26. The doors just opened. The fans are getting ready to come in. They're actually coming in as we speak.
Yep.
It's going to be an amazing night. A lot has happened in the last 4 weeks, and the fact that we're here, I'm excited, and I can't wait to get into this card tonight because it's going to be crazy.
I am so excited. And, of course, let me just say right off the bat, last month we had some technical issues with our pre-show, and, hopefully tonight, fingers crossed, we stay live, we stay with you guys for the whole thing here. But we are excited, as GB said, the doors have opened, the crowd's flooding in here.
They are.
And we have, as far as we know, 7 big matches lined up tonight.
We do.
For SHW26. And, well, let's go ahead and get into the big one. I said this on last week's preview show. Mm-hmm. I talked about there was a big blockbuster movie that just came out this week.
Yes.
It was Godzilla vs. Kong.
Have you seen that?
I have not seen it yet, but I have seen the hashtags of, Team Kong, Team Godzilla. Well, I'm telling you, we've got our own blockbuster match where 2 literal giants, will be going toe-to-toe here tonight. And I'm talking about the Chief, Austin Towers, against the Heathen, Logan Creed. It's going to be one for the ages, GB.
It really is. A lot of times these scenarios play out really difficult when you have 2 big men battling each other. A lot of times big men are accustomed to fighting men who are smaller than them. But Austin Towers specifically over the last 3 months has been battling a lot of big men. A lot of tough men. In some cases, strange men. In some cases, he didn't even fight men. He fought a monster. He fought a wizard of weirdo. He's been just fighting all kinds of people.
Warlord of weird. That's what it was.
The warlord of he was just flat out weird.
Yeah.
Right? You would know. So, the way he rubbed your head.
Hey, now I remember.
I mean, it's crazy.
I tried to block that out.
Yeah, listen, and I understand that. So here's the deal. Austin Towers, I think, has been training really well with his last few matches. Big win last month over Ben Buchanan. Here's what's different about this. In almost all of those cases, there wasn't necessarily a vendetta, right? Granted, he did kick, of course, Sunny Days in the face, which caused that tables match.
Yep.
But what's different is he hurt and was involved with hurting Logan Creed, the
Heathen,
in front of his child.
Yeah.
Now, it's a different thing when you bring your children into it. And so social media, of course, went crazy about all of that happened. But this is the first time Creed has been back here in the SHW arena to get an opportunity to get his hands on Austin Towers. So this is going to be a completely different scenario. And no offense to any of them, but there's only one Logan Creed.
Right.
So this is going to be quite the match, a huge test for Austin Towers, dare I say, even on his birthday. How about that? What a birthday gift.
Yeah.
You get Logan Creed.
Yeah, there you go. That might be the worst gift ever. But, we talked about this last month, or the last couple months, actually.
Yeah.
Will the outcome of that match have any effect on the main event match? So, say Creed is able to take out Towers.
Yeah.
Will that prevent Towers from being in David Ali's corner in the championship match later in the night. Time will tell. We'll find out later.
Here's the scary part. I think we thought this idea of divide and conquer would work in this case of Austin Towers and David Ali. Here's the problem. Nobody's been able to crack that code yet.
Yeah.
So the question is, can Logan Creed crack the code? And if he does, how will that affect the SHW championship match? And on another note, I'm not exactly sure that Logan Creed is interested in helping whatever's going on with the SHW championship match, because he doesn't really care about the two people involved in that match, which we could get into later. So all of that said, it's all the one reason why you need to be here tonight. It's a good Friday, a great Friday for you to be here at the SHW Arena.
And, you know, we talked about the title match. We'll get into it a little more, but I want to say on the chat, Jason Tackett says, looking forward to seeing the title match tonight.
Oh, yes.
We are too, my friend. We are too. I saw Alfred Romero's watching. Yeah. Alfred, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
And I got my buddy. This is my buddy, Jimmy Roberts. We call him Sir Jim.
Okay.
We are gaming buddies.
All right.
And shout out to you, good brother, NOD in the building. So, this is going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night. And if you guys can get here to the Action Building, it's going to be amazing. And, get here. That's going to be a great match. And I hear that's starting the show. Is that right?
Oh, my gosh. Can you believe that? So if the ring will even hold up after that one match, it's like you said, it's the first match. I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's going to be insane.
I hope the ring crew's ready.
I hope so. But let's go down the list here. We got Honor Society, which is going to be Kevin Ryan, Jordan Kingsley, going up against Technical Excellence in what we have come to find out will be a #1 contenders match for the SHW Tag Team titles. Of course, we have a title match here later tonight. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But last week on the show, on the preview show, we talked about how interesting it was that Bull and Ben Buchanan got thrown into a title match right away.
Yes.
And you knew that these other tag teams in the division had to be a little frustrated with that.
Absolutely.
Well, apparently management heard us talking about that. They decided, well, you know what? Let's make this tag team match a #1 contenders match. You're going to have Technical Excellence, Chip Day, Kyle Matthews taking on Kingsley, Kevin Ryan of the Honor Society, and possible show stealer, in my opinion.
No, I think it's a guaranteed show stealer. Because we've been seeing rumblings of this potential match happening as the four of these guys have been in singles matches over the last couple of months here at SHW. To see them finally get it on in a tag team match is going to be crazy. And you throw in this #1 contenders piece, which I think is of great importance here. I keep saying it. Honor Society has not had the opportunity to get a shot at the tag team championships. In fact, they were in the inaugural tag team title match a year ago and have yet to get an opportunity to get a rematch for that. So I think they have a lot of drive coming into this match. The flip side is Technical Excellence on paper is one of the greatest. It's a dream tag team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, to see them in action has been amazing. They've run into some challenges, but I think lately they've really been getting their groove. They've been finding, like Stella, they found their groove back. And so now the question is, can they do it when it really counts? Now is when it counts, when you have the opportunity to get in line for a tag team title match. And so I can't wait to see this. A lot is on the line. It's going to be an absolute barn burner here tonight.
Oh, man. I'm so excited for this match in particular. And like you said, I feel like Kevin Ryan, Jordan Kingsley, not yet rated, if you will, members of the Honor Society, they have definitely felt ignored when it comes to the tag title picture. And, I think they've been tired of waiting. Tired of waiting in line.
I don't agree with Logan Chase on very many things. But on this one, I will. I do think they've been ignored. I do think they've been overlooked. But what better way to silence the critics than to win the match? Nobody can deny you when you have won the #1 contendership, and they have the chance to do that tonight.
You know, don't tell anybody I said this, but speaking of Logan Chase,
no one will know.
Yeah, nobody's listening, right? Logan Chase actually complimented my blazer earlier.
He should have. You look really snazzy, sir.
I'm trying to keep up with you, my man. You talk about your boy Algernon always hooking you up with these blazers. I'm like, all right.
Algernon has done it again. I love what this guy is doing.
I'm afraid to touch you. I don't want to cut myself because it's so sharp.
But look at you, dude.
I'm just trying to keep up.
Just tell me this. Have you gotten Corey to get your picture with this?
Not yet. We'll have to get him at some point.
You have to do that because his Tinder account needs updating.
Don't tell people I have a Tinder. I don't have a Tinder account. I don't have a Tinder account.
I'm just saying.
Anyways, let's move.
Eligible bachelor.
It's my fault for moving off the topic of wrestling here. So let's get back to SHW26. My bad. Here we go. Let's talk about, how about this match? The Principetti.
Right.
Yeah. The Principetti Ashton Starr taking on a gentleman who will be making his final independent wrestling appearance here tonight. I'm talking about AEW star, the captain, Sean Dean. So excited to see him back at SHW.
You know, here's another match with an amazing story. On one hand, you have Sean Dean, who has worked incredibly hard, who's come right up here through SHW. He's worked very hard to get signed by AEW, which is major. Okay?
Huge. Yeah.
Huge move. Signed on a major, major platform. And on the other side of it, you have Ashton Starr, who has been fighting and who has been looking for recognition and, quite frankly, has come off of a very powerful documentary that he just released last week. And it really gave a lot of insight to Ashton Starr. It almost gave me a soft spot for him.
Almost.
Keyword, almost. So here's the thing.
That was so good, though. Let's be honest.
Great.
That documentary was great. If you haven't seen it, Punk YouTube, check it out. Sorry.
It was fantastic. But here's the question now. The question is this going to be the send-off that the captain wants? Because nobody in your last independent match wants to go home with a loss.
Right.
At the same time, Ashton Starr has been busting his tail here at SHW. He has been on a crazy win streak, and I can't even believe I'm complimenting him on that. But he has been.
It's true.
So the question now is, do you let somebody come into your house and defeat you when they're on their way to a new house? That's the question. And so I think Ashton Starr is going to really come with some powerful things here tonight. And I think the captain has to be careful. I hope he's been going on IWTV and watching the footage of Ashton Starr, because Ashton will pull anything out of his bag of tricks to win a match, and he could do that here tonight.
And, you know, I feel pretty confident that Sean Dean, as well as Lee Johnson, who we'll talk about here in a minute, have been keeping up with their home promotion, have been going on IWTV, going back and watching the shows through the last couple of years, and, just to keep up with their roots a little bit.
Absolutely.
And, and it's really cool. What does it say about those guys to come back to a place like SHW, because they have that much respect to come home and have their final independent wrestling appearance before going off after signing with AEW and going off to the big leagues. You know what? I don't even want to say that, because I feel like we are big league.
We are the big leagues. And I think here's the thing that's interesting. There are a lot of independent wrestling promotions certainly here in Georgia. They could have chosen any of them, which would have been very, very happy to say we have an AEW star on their card. But they came home. Yeah. And there's a lot to be said for that. And so with that said, it's kind of like the kid who goes off to college and comes back home to visit the high school, right? Yeah. Like the last thing you want to do is come home, visit the high school, and lose.
Yep.
So this is going to be a great match. I can't wait to see what both of them bring to the table tonight.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Cannot wait for that. You know what? I touched on this a little earlier. The tag team title match. Tag champs will be defending. Of course, we're talking about Lethal Poison, Corey Hollis, Michael Judas, going to be defending the tag titles against Ben and Bull Buchanan.
Yeah.
We saw Ben and Bull in the ring together last month, briefly.
Yeah.
And they were able to take out a giant in Austin Towers.
Yes.
How are they going to be as a tag team? We shall see here later tonight.
We shall see. You know, you can argue whether or not they are deserving of this tag team title match. But let's not overlook perhaps the more obvious thing, which was the fact that Lethal Poison, as I said they would last month, became the SHW Tag Team Champions. And in so doing, they have literally silently come in ever since after the anniversary, and they have really lodged a takeover of SHW.
Yep.
And so I don't think they're upset that Ben and Bull Buchanan are challenging them. There's certainly not a lot of tag team experience for them here in SHW, but here's the challenge. It's a father and son. I mean, they got to know each other.
You know, it's
right?
kind of like we've said about Matt and Joey Lynch. It's kind of like people say about the Hardy Boys.
Yes.
You know, it's like, or Edge and Christian who grew up together.
Absolutely.
These guys are family.
Yes.
Of course they're going to know each other very well.
Absolutely.
In fact, I dare say they know each other much better than Judas and Corey Hollis know each other.
And that, here's a challenge. If Lethal Poison overlooks Ben and Bull Buchanan tonight, they could, listen, it only takes 3 seconds for a championship to change hands.
Yep.
And that could happen here tonight. So, regardless of whether or not you think they're worthy, it doesn't matter. Because what matters is they've got the shot. And they could walk out of here tonight as the SHW Tag Team Champions. You'll have to be here to see.
Speaking of which, you still have time. You got about 45 minutes until bell time. Doors are open. The crowd has been flooding in here the last 15 minutes.
Yes.
And it's always good to see the SHW faithful, a lot of familiar faces, which is basically one big family here.
Absolutely.
We love these guys. A lot of smiling faces. People are excited. We're excited.
Yes.
Cannot wait. And moving on down the card, let's talk about somebody who I think has just lost his marbles. I don't know if he specifically asked for this match or not, but I'm talking about Hold My Beer Hansen, who is going to be going toe-to-toe again for the third time, if my count's correct, the third time against Cyrus the Destroyer.
Yes. So
what is he thinking?
So if we remember, the first time was back in December for the championship tournament that happened.
Right.
And that match went about 93 seconds.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So then he got really excited the following month and challenged him, and we thought he was crazy.
Right.
Only to actually win the match by countout. Since then,
shocking everyone,
including us. Since then, you could make the argument that there are no two wrestlers that are hotter and have more momentum in SHW than this all-star special situation with Hansen and Huckabee, an unlikely duo that literally has grabbed and ransomed the hearts of these SHW faithful.
Yeah.
It has turned into an SHW flash mob here for the last couple of months. So I don't know what's going to happen here tonight, but I will say this. After the flash mob is over, after the feel-good moment happens, will it be a Good Friday for Hansen to take on not just anybody, but a destroyer, one who has been trying to get his hands on him ever since that count-out loss? So I'm nervous unless there's a plan that Hansen has. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see, but to our knowledge, one of the stipulations was going to be that Huck and Huckabee, who is Hansen's tag team partner, and Logan Chase, who is Cyrus's manager, will be handcuffed together at ringside, which...
So for me, that is great comic relief, right?
That's what I'm curious to see. Like, how is that going to work?
I don't know, but here's the thing. As cool as that sounds, I don't think Logan Chase was the threat here.
Right.
You know, the threat is a 350-pound monster that broke the ring in his debut.
Yep.
So now the question is, okay, with Logan Chase really being out of the way, now what happens? And here's the other thing that I'm worried about. It's Logan Chase handcuffed to Huck, or is it Huck handcuffed to Logan Chase?
Right.
And the reason that I ask that is because Huck could have been a factor in this match, but now that he's distracted with someone on his arm, can he really have the impact that he needs to have? I don't know. This is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, to your point, that's my thought, is that this actually works to the advantage of Cyrus.
Absolutely.
Because not that, Logan Chase could take Huck, but I'm just saying he's a grown man that will be holding him back, even if he's trying to get into the ring. He's attached by the wrist to another person.
You can't run with another 200 pounds attached to you. So
yeah. 200? Is that what we're going with?
I don't
Logan
know.
Chase? I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to. I think he's more. I think he's more than.
Well.
I
wasn't at the weigh-in.
You know what? He complimented my jacket, so I'm pretty nice this month.
I was not at the weigh-in. So
did they weigh the managers at the weigh-in?
Well, they might.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm never there either at the weigh-in. Anyways, let's move on to the next match. That was going to be crazy, regardless of how it plays out, but it's going to be crazy. We talked about this guy a little earlier, of course. Just like Sean Dean, this will be Lee Johnson's final independent wrestling appearance before moving off to AEW full-time.
Yes.
And we're so excited to have him back. Big Shotty himself. And he'll be taking on the loudest mouth in the South, AC Mack. You saw a video that was posted online earlier this week, kind of giving you a little bit of a refresher, a little bit of the backstory there. If you'll recall, a couple years ago, AC Mack ousting Lee Johnson from the New Era after he claimed that Lee cost him the title match in that War Games match. Or cost him the title in the War Games match.
Right.
And then last month, after AC Mack's match, we saw a video on the screen where it looked like, there were no words spoken, but it certainly looked like that Lee Johnson had his crosshair set on AC Mack to get revenge on his way out the door as he heads off to AEW.
You know, it's nothing like wanting closure, wanting to close the chapter on what's behind you so that you can move forward. And that's what Lee Johnson wants to do. Lee Johnson has a bright future ahead of him, but the one thing that's nagging him was a man who was his mentor, but a guy who called him a rookie.
Right.
He called him a rookie. You know, think about this. When Lee Johnson was here as part of the New Era, he was almost treated like the lackey, the rookie. The rookie ends up going to get the bags and do all of the medial chores, right?
Yep.
So that's what happened to Lee Johnson. Well, Lee Johnson has been kicked out of New Era and into AEW. So now we've got a whole new situation happening, and Lee wants to close that chapter before he goes. So this is going to be intriguing to see. AC Mack, of course, really just back here at SHW.
Yep.
He's been on a hot streak. So again, two big wrestlers with a great story. I can't wait to see how this is going to play out tonight.
And not only has AC Mack been on a hot streak, but he's actually surprisingly got an interesting reception from the crowd here, where they've almost been cheering him despite his actions. Like
absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And I feel like that must be what's going on, because
it's gotta be.
It's unusual. Even Mac makes note of it in the ring. Like, he's like, what's going on here? Like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
Another thing to keep in mind here, if you watched AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday night, you saw what happened to Lee Johnson. Well, you saw what happened with the Nightmare family overall as they kind of imploded.
Yes.
And sides were formed.
Yes.
But Lee Johnson, unfortunately, was a victim of an attack, taking a huge power bomb out of the ring onto the stage from the big man, Nick Camarado.
Yes.
And it looked brutal.
Yeah.
And we saw him backstage earlier. He was actually taping up a little bit because he's still feeling the effects of that. And I don't blame him. I mean, it looked nasty.
Let me tell you something. One thing about the ring is the ring kind of has a little bounce element to it.
Yeah.
The stage he got power bombed on, there was no bounce.
None.
There was no bounce.
Yeah.
So, he's feeling that, and that actually has, I think, it could really impact this match tonight.
Yeah.
That was just 48 hours ago. So it's going to be intriguing to see what happens here with Lee Johnson. Will he be at 100% in what is going to be his last independent match?
Yeah, and AC Mack was watching Wednesday night going, yes. He's definitely going to use that to his advantage.
Absolutely.
Especially, and we say this all the time, when you see a wrestler come in, he's got the athletic tape on his shoulder or his elbow.
Yeah.
It's basically putting a target on a spot that makes your opponent know, hey, there's an injury there.
In this case,
whether it's healed up or not, it's still bothering him at least a little bit.
Absolutely.
And so that's what's going to happen tonight. We saw him taping up a little bit, and AC Mack is just licking his chops back there saying, okay, I know what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, as he should. And so it's going to be intriguing to see. It's a literal target on his back. Will it impact him on his way to AEW? We'll find out here tonight.
Moving down the list, that brings us to the big main event match here tonight. Of course, we're talking about the SHW Championship match as David Ali, our savior, the champion, will be defending against the People's Captain, Gunnar Miller. And this is interesting from many different angles, because we have this situation with Gunnar and Lethal Poison where last month it appeared, and I don't want to say anything out of school here because I don't know if it's official. We never heard anything official, but it appeared that he aligned himself with Lethal Poison. So is he an official member of Lethal Poison? Do we know?
I don't know what we'd be looking for in terms of an official statement, right? Are they going to put something up on their website? Are they going to give us a statement?
LethalPoison.com? I don't know if that's a website. Don't go to that. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's actually...
I don't know if they're going to make a statement on Twitter or on Snapchat, if they're going to do some cool thing on TikTok. I don't know.
I don't imagine Lethal Poison having a TikTok and doing a bunch of fun videos on TikTok.
I don't see that happening.
Although, it would be a huge hit. I'm all for it. So, guys, if you're listening backstage, if they're watching this, Lethal Poison TikTok. Anyway,
sign me up for that. But with that said, I don't know that they're going to actually say the words.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to see the influence of it. So there's a lot to this. I do think you could argue that this is the toughest opponent for David Ali, without question. Here's a guy who's only lost one match here in SHW, and that match was a controversial loss to the then SHW champion, Joe Black. He's not had a rematch since that match. He's getting it tonight. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And does David Ali, we've seen David Ali figure out how to get through a monster. We saw him get through Owen Knight. We've seen him do some really controversial things, and the jury is still out after that first blood match from last month. We still don't know what the deal was with him and David Weekley. I don't know what the investigation found out.
Is Weekley here tonight? I haven't seen him tonight.
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah.
But I'd love to find out the results of that. But here's the deal. What will David Ali have to do to get past Gunnar Miller? Will Austin Towers be present? Will that be enough? And if he shows up, will Lethal Poison show up on behalf of Gunnar Miller? I don't know. And then I told you guys last week I had a sneaky feeling about something, and none of it's confirmed. It's just what my little spidey senses say, right?
Uh-oh.
And that's
the GB senses are tingling.
Listen, here's what I'm concerned about, guys. Let's not forget one important thing here. We don't know how Gunnar Miller all of a sudden got this title shot. There wasn't a number one contenders match. There wasn't some sort of tournament. He just was named the number one contender. Well, that kind of thing happens when your best friend owns and is the general manager of the promotion. So I am very concerned about the Gary Lamb piece to all of this. I don't know what's going to happen, and listen, it could just be me, as B-Dub would say, spitballing. It could be me speculating, or it could be my accurate spidey senses. I don't know. But this is all the more reason you need to watch. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a Good Friday, but how good will it really be? We'll find out tonight. Will the Savior be sacrificed tonight? That's kind of what happened on a Good Friday.
Wow.
Could that happen here tonight?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Could it be a Good Friday for Lethal Poison? Could it be a Good Friday for Gunnar Miller in particular?
Could we have a new era here
tonight? No pun intended.
No pun intended.
With a former New Era member as David Ali is. It's going to be good, folks. It's going to be good, and we have 35 minutes until bell time. So if you're anywhere nearby the Action Building, you still have time to get out here and get your ticket. $12 at the door. Kids 10 and under are free.
Yes.
Come on in. There's plenty of room to social distance. Bring your mask if you feel comfortable doing so. And we are super, super, super excited. And GB, I got to tell you, my man. It's like every time we have a show, every match on the card could be a main event anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Every time we have a show.
We have legit 7 main events here.
Man.
And this is one of those scenarios where somebody's got to start the show.
Right.
And somebody's got to end the show.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is everybody's coming out prepared for a main event. So it's going to be incredible. And speaking of main events, my wife is floating around here somewhere. I thought I saw her on here. So hi, honey. Hope you're well. Thank you for letting me out of the house.
Have we seen hashtag OK Blazer
yet? We have not.
Actually, it might be OK Blazers.
That's true. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
OK Blazers.
Listen, we got ladies for SHW. I just want to tell you right now, this guy right here is your guy.
On that note, I think it's about time to wrap us up here. We are really, really excited. GB, thank you for joining me here on the pre-show, as always. We're going to wrap things up here.
We're making a Good Friday for B-Dub, folks. Yes, we are.
Only thing making it a good Friday, actually making it a great Friday, is that we're here at the Action Building, Canton, Georgia, 261 Marietta Road. Get on out here if you're not here yet. And if you can't make it tonight, as we always tell you, you can find us on IWTV.
Absolutely.
IndependentWrestling.tv. Use the code SHW for your first 5 days for free.
Yeah.
Get on there. You can binge watch every single episode here of SHW. Right. Of course, after this one will be 26.
That's right.
We'll be up there. You can go and catch up on all 26. And it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be incredible. So make sure you are subscribed to IWTV. And, again, you still have some time. The beautiful thing is it's spring. It's daylight savings time. The sun's still out.
That's right.
So you can still make your way here. You can see it'll be great. I promise you. Tonight is going to be amazing. Who knows what's going to happen on this Good Friday? Something tells me the world's going to be talking as they've always been talking on a Good Friday. It's going to happen here tonight.
And like we always say, you never know who's going to show up in SHW.
You never know.
So I'm just saying, if you get here, you'll find out in person.
There it is.
Otherwise, check us out, IWTV. But, hey, until next time, this has been SHW.
This is our wrestling.
See you guys.
Attention wrestling fans. Southern Honor Wrestling returns to the Action Building Friday, April 2nd for SHW26. The Savior, David Ali, defends his Southern Honor Championship against Gunnar Miller. Lethal Poison will put the SHW tag titles on the line against the father-son duo of Ben and Bull Buchanan. And two giants will collide as Logan Creed faces off against Austin Towers. Also in action, Ashton Starr, AC Mack, Technical Excellence, The Honor Society, All-Star Special, and more. Plus, AEW stars Lee Johnson and Shawn Dean return home for their final independent wrestling appearance. Tickets on sale the night of the show starting at 5 p.m. Doors open at 7. Bell time at 8. You don't want to miss this show. SHW. This is our wrestling.